Alrighty, a lot of content recently. Just in the past like 24 hours, we got 2 articles and now the dev commentary, feedback on the limited playtest. So we're gonna watch this. It's a longer video. I'm gonna watch it at 2x speed so that this video doesn't go on too long. And let's get started. Okay, so most players enjoy deck building. Obviously, I'm surprised. Like, that's crazy. Who are the 6% enjoying Ark City the most? That's just like a bunch of little mini games, mini activities. It's I don't know. It's not it. All the other things I can understand, character progression, story, etc. But Ark City. What do you think needs most improvement? Character progression? This has got to be a reference to gacha. I can't imagine people complaining about character progression in terms of like, I don't know, you just run simulations, you level up. This has got to be complaints about the gacha system, right? The other ones I can understand. Deck building battles, mental breakdown. A lot of people were, myself included, were like, hey, the mental breakdown system's a little simple. Can you add a little bit of depth to it or a story? I can get that. But this one, I'm really not sure what people are referencing there. Because our early story, they didn't want to make anything too dark. I don't know, life aboard the ship too peaceful? I don't know. I think it's a nice break from when they go down into the nightmare. Yeah, I think it's totally fine. Me personally. Okay, trauma code. A new mode, it's kind of like a story-based, not story-based, not like the main story, but maybe character-specific. To go through and there are a couple different endings. I don't even know if you'll be playing anything or if you'll just be reading content, which either way is fine, but it's a way to engage with the characters a little bit more. And someone tell me, is this like funky Korean in a special font, or is this like lorem ipsum text that's just filler? I never know whenever they show this. Yeah, okay. Okay, Galactic Calamity. Okay, so this I think is the first event. And it's going to run for 9 weeks. And there's going to be 3 characters. I believe it's every 3 weeks there's a different banner character. And this is Chizuru. This is Yuki. And I don't know who this one is on the right. Is that one of their partners? Isn't there a partner that has the horns? But no, she has the goggles. I forget her name. Or the glasses. So it's probably not her. I don't know who this third character is. But yeah, Chizuru and Yuki. I know those are both fan favorites. So people will be very happy. And there's, yeah, a bunch of different things to interact with. And obviously the shop. So normal event stuff. You have 3 main story arcs. Fair enough. Okay, something will make the story better. I think it was a little much to complain at only seeing like 3 chapters of story to complain that the story wasn't great. I don't know. It's too early. So Subin. Okay, refining character art. Oh, we missed the first one. Okay. What is the difference? Wait, Amir holding up her thing, the slash, the rocks. Okay, what? This is like plain spot the difference, but I don't know what the difference is. What is the difference between the two? I know Amir had the arm guard thing where people were like, oh, in one of the arts, her arm guard was leather, and another one it was metal, and people were complaining it was AI generated, and they said no, it's just different artists, and we didn't have consistency, but. I can't tell. Someone who's better at understanding these differences than me, tell me what the difference between these is. And this one here, okay, it's Nia. Now this, I believe this is the one that people were complaining about. She had 6 fingers, like 5 shown here, and then a 6th thumb underneath. And again, we're complaining it was AI related, and they said it was actually like the animation had 2 different frames, where the frames had like overlapped and an extra finger was showing, but it wasn't because of AI, because you can't AI create those, but. It's fixed now, and what this is just reversed, and this one had like the yellow and blue splash background. I'm not a big art person, so I won't notice details like this. Like this is just, oh cool, girl jumping with a guitar. That's the level at which I understand this. So, and Maribel is bae. She has little cute moles. But again, what is the difference? So here on the left. Oh, her eyes. Okay, her eyes have a slightly different. Yeah, her eyes changed a little bit, and then yeah, her mouth position's a little bit different. But is that the? I don't know. They also made it bigger, so it's hard to tell. But and then here, okay, they moved this like holster thing up to maybe where it more properly sits, or maybe that's just to reveal more of her jorts. But I don't know. These aren't big changes to me, but it's whatever. Okay. Oh wait. Okay, so that's like K-Ron. I don't remember seeing that animation when I played K-Ron. And Renoa, did she have the one? Okay, I have to go back. I remember Renoa has her ego skill. I remember it has like the flowers running by while she's standing alone. I don't remember what the other animation was. I believe every 5-star combatant has two big animations where like it takes over the whole screen. And then the 4-stars just have one. It's their ego skill. But the 5-stars have their ego skill and one other card. I believe it's their ultimate card, the 8th card, but I might be wrong on that. I don't remember if that was Renoa's. So this is either they're improving the art, which is whatever, or they're adding extra full screen art so that, because right now some of the other animations are kind of simplistic. It's just like, you know, slashes across the enemies or whatever for their cards. But if they add another one or two for some of their other main core cards, where it like takes over the whole screen and does cool animation like that, I'd be totally down. But I'm not sure exactly. I don't remember K-Ron and Renoa's, even though I played both of them. I don't remember what their secondary animation was. I know that's not their primary animation for the ego skill. Okay, optimizing the game. Okay, I play on PC. I didn't have any of these issues. This is PC. This is mobile stuff, but you know, good for them. Hey, radio maps causing texture problems. Okay, nothing new. All right, thank you, Mr. Bean. Gong Ji Huan. Yep. Improve the tooltips. That should have been done a long time ago. And it's not even that the tooltips didn't work correctly. It's that you could tell the tooltips were poorly designed, because in theory, you would want the tooltips to be pulling from some kind of dictionary and always using the same text every time. But in many cases, the tooltips were inconsistent. Not the tooltips were inconsistent, but the terminology was inconsistent. So it'd say retain and then preserve in different areas, or it'd say agony and then poison. Actually, poison was its own ability, but the text looked like it was hard coded for each card, which means it's going to be hard to be consistent if they ever have to make changes in the future. It should be like, hey, this word here, it should be whatever that retain ability is. So if they want to change it to preserve, they can instantly change it for all cards. It's a matter of design, as opposed to like it's not just work. It's not just it didn't work correctly. Is how I put it as. It was a little concerning, but at the end of the day, as long as it's consistent, I don't really care how they get it. Localization. Okay. Same issue. Okay, Chaos Manifestation is what we got to play, and then Zero System content. It's a more expanded feature, richer. Okay, so there's going to be different roguelike modes. Okay, and there's the Chaos mode, there's the Zero mode, and there's Nightmare. You'll see a wider variety of breakdown mechanics. Okay, I just talked about this. Ooh. Again, I don't know if that's filler text or if that means something, so please tell me if that means something. But even suddenly recover. Oh, okay, so that's kind of like a virtue, but like a not as exciting virtue. But this is super cool. So they're making a little bit more variety in terms of how the stress manifests itself when the characters have the mental breakdown. I'm excited for anything they do here, because as I mentioned before in one of my previous videos, like that was one slight disappointment. I know they have to simplify it, especially because they have the epiphany mechanic that's already kind of the exciting part of the gameplay, but having the stress manifest itself in slightly different ways, I think adds a lot of depth and variety and fun and high and low moments and all that. So I'm sure there are going to be people that are mauling that their run gets ruined because they get a particularly bad implementation of stress, but that's what it is. Okay. Oh, epiphany, common cards, and equipment are getting reworked. And fine-tuning fate and skills. I don't know what fate is. Is fate potential? No. Skills? Eco skills? Or just the skills in general, like the cards in general? Okay, so everything might be getting a little bit of rework. Okay, so that tells me, like, anybody who's telling you, hey, reroll for this or whatever, I think it's kind of out the window. We're just gonna have to see what the new cards are. Hopefully they'll release some of them as we get closer, so we're not going completely in the dark into the reroll, because if they release them like a couple days earlier so we can look and decide what's important. But if they're reworking stuff, it's just gonna be rough. Okay. New combat. Oh, new combatants. Okay, so the available through normal rescue outside of collabs and seasonal. All combatants will be added to the normal rescue. Okay, wow. Oh, this is crazy. So this is what a lot of people complained about, that the limiteds were only for their limited banner. You get a hell of FOMO and you can't get it afterwards. So they're going to add them to the standard banner afterwards. Oh, wow. That's really nice. Okay, that should be standard, obviously. My personal opinion, that should be standard. The fact that it's like limited and you can never get it ever, like obviously it's an off rate, so you're gonna get it rarely. But the fact that you can get it all is really nice, because otherwise you just get a million copies of the standard characters. You have like 12 billion dupes of them, and you can't do anything with them. So this is really nice. And pick a part. Okay, so for those who didn't play the CBT, we could see partners available in the shop, but it was the 5-star. It was the 5-star for the standard banner characters, their partners, not the limiteds. Obviously, there were no limited banners, but okay, so they're going to be adding them. And this Chiral thing is a resource you get with extra dupes of characters. I'm going by memory, but if I remember correctly, your first copy of a 5-star combatant will not give you anything. But after that, the following 6 copies that buff their, improve their ego manifest or whatever it's called, give you 40 of this resource. And then after that, once you've fully maxed out a character, every additional dupe gives you 100. I don't remember what the numbers were for 4-star, but so yeah, if you get all 7 copies of a character, that'll be 240 of this resource, and the more you get, so and obviously you'll get a smaller amount for 4 stars, but so you probably will be able to pick up 1 or 2 of these maybe a month. But so okay, you can get the partner copies. Oh, okay. So this looks like you probably can't get the first character. I don't know if this allows you to get the first copy of the character, because this little chiral thing is like the dupe specifically. So this might be, you can't buy it unless you have the first dupe. I don't know if they're going to allow it that way, or how they're going to design it. But yeah, these are just regular. I believe these are standard and banner pulls. I might have them swapped, but and then these. Okay, so you can get dupes of like Haru. Haru is a limited character. She's not in the standard banner. Okay, that's a big win. Wow. Oh, you get, okay. Oh, and that'll be even after. Oh, okay, wow. Okay, so they're not making the gacha mechanic itself, where it's the 50-50 and the hard pity at 70 and the soft pity starting at like 55 or whatever it is. They're not changing that, so that's frustrating, but it is whatever. But they are making it a lot easier. If you want to focus on specific characters, you can hone in on those through these mechanics to get, their the ego manifest, which is the dupes of the combatants, and then the dupes of the partners. You can get those 1 or 2 a month, depending on how much you spend, obviously. So that is moderately player friendly. I would be satisfied with this. Obviously, we would rather not have 50-50s in a lot of things, but this is enough for me. Okay, and you'll get that kind of material through the seasonal content. Okay. Okay. Okay, and again with the cover around, so they said through early gameplay to cover 200 bolts. So for those of you Doom posters who are like, this is if you do literally every achievement, literally everything, I don't think that's the case. Based on that terminology there, like I would be upset if it were actually as bad as you suggested it was. But based on his wording there, it seems like it's, early game, it's login rewards, it's mailbox, rewards for new accounts, it's leveling up your character because you're going to level up, 20 to level 20 or 30 or 40, in the first week or 2. All that stuff I would consider that early rewards. I would be surprised if they were like, oh, and if you get every single achievement on every single game mode, even the ones we don't even release until 2-3 weeks after the game. I would be very surprised if that's the case. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. That is maybe as... Oh, and we're back to Mr. Kim. Hello. All right, so what do we think? Was that satisfactory? I think that that showed maybe not every single thing I wanted to see, but for gacha, the gacha mechanics at least, they're going to be adding stuff in the shop so you can focus on particular characters if you're interested in those ones specifically. And the fact that limiteds are being added to the standard pulls or the standard pool is super nice. That way you're not going to get a million dupes of all the standard characters after you have like a year-old account. You're going to actually get some other dupes of other characters. You might randomly, ego manifest, max out certain characters without even trying. So that's super friendly in my opinion, and I'm excited. I don't really care about the art improvements or the story improvements. Those, again, I'm not a huge art or story person. I care about the gameplay. So they are going to be making changes to a lot of characters' kits and tweaking. They said like all the epiphanies are up in the air. So anybody who's, including my videos where we go through like each of the epiphanies, things are going to change. So I hope they release those a little bit closer to the game, final release, so that we can have an idea of what we should be re-rolling and aiming for, and team comps that we want to build. I really hope they give us a chance to see those cards before the game actually comes out, and they're going to be reworking Stress a little bit and making it have a little bit more variety. I am super stoked for that as well. So a lot of great stuff in here. I'm not going to say, no, devs listen, but I think this is about as good as we could expect to get from a dev commentary video, and I'm super happy. So what are you guys' thoughts? I'm sure there's going to be people who will criticize the heck out of whatever they could have put out, but are you more stoked? Are you less stoked? What are you most excited about? All that stuff. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. And hopefully we can take a break of this reaction content for a little bit, because I have some other videos in the works, but they've just been putting so much out in the past 2 days. So yeah, and I will catch you guys later.